welcome those of you on YouTube. This is going to be my Halloween stream, since I won't be around tomorrow to stream. We'll be playing Shadowgate on the NES. So, I hope everybody will enjoy it. I don't know if it would really be considered spooky or not. It's along the similar lines as the Deja Vu games I did for parts 3 and 4. This is part 12 of the Extra Life charity stream. As an update, I am now at $325. My sister donated some money, so thanks to her for that. If you'd like to donate and you're on Twitch, there is a link underneath this stream with that ability to go donate. On YouTube, the link will be in the description to donate. Also for YouTube, if you'd like to come watch live on Twitch, there's a link to my Twitch page. Let's go ahead and get started with Shadowgate, shall we? So the last thing that you remember is standing before the wizard Blackmere as he waves his hands. Now you find yourself staring at an entryway which lies at the edge of the forest. The druid's words ring in your ears. Within the castle Shadowgate lies your quest. The dreaded Warlock Lord will use his black magic to raise the Behemoth from the dark depths. The combination of his evil arts and the great Titan's power will surely destroy us all. Gasp! You are the last of the line of kings, the seed of prophecy that was foretold eons ago. Only you can stop the evil one from darkening our world forever. Fare thee well. Gritting your teeth, you swear by your god's name that you will destroy the Warlock Lord. And now we begin with this door, which opens. And it's the door leading inside the castle. Now, because I don't want to backtrack, you can actually open this skull, and there's a key behind it. So that's what we will get. And then we will go into the castle and see the spooky eyes. That pitiful wizard Blackmere was a fool to send a buffoon like you to stop me. You will surely regret it, for the only thing here for you is a horrible death. The sound of maniacal laughter echoes in your ears. So, torches are actually kind of important in this game. As you see, so we'll take both of these. As you see right here, there's a torch and it is lit. If this torch goes out and I don't light another torch, then I die. So you always have to have a torch lit. So key 1 actually opens the front, or this door right in front of us. So we will open it and go through. And the stone walls seem uncomfortably close as you walk down the stairs. We have 2 more torches, and notice that this one looks a little different. And there is a reason for that. See, that torch is torch number 3. We get this torch, and it's actually a separate torch. And there's a reason for that as well. And I'll show you that in a little bit. Now, this book here, if you take it, you die. But you can open it. The rectangular hole has been cut out in the inside of the book, and there is a key inside. So we will take the key. Now what we'll do, if you noticed, there was another door back here. This door right here. So that is unlocked by key 2 here, so we will unlock it. And we will go inside. And as we enter, you can see a sword and a sling inside. Sounds like we should take both of those, huh? So we'll take the sling, we'll take the sword. And then we'll move on. Okay. Now, if you might notice here, this stone looks a little different from the rest of them. It's because it's a door. So we'll go through. As soon as we enter the room, see an arrow on the front wall. So we'll take that. Now I'm going to show you, you apparently can't take these torches for some reason. And the main reason is, at least for this torch, is it's a lever that opens a secret door. It brings you 2 bridges. One looks really mangled and destroyed. The other one looks perfectly fine. If we walk across this one at this point, we'll fall through and die, of course, because it's all busted up and nasty. So we're going to go this way. Okay, what's this? A wraith is standing in your way, barring your path. So this is actually... So we'll use the lit torch on the special torch. The torch burns the strange white flame. With a shout, you throw the flaming torch at it. Poof. With a blinding flash, the white flame engulfs the undead apparition. When you open your eyes again, the wraith is gone. That's right. So now we will loot the torches. And apparently I missed that. And then this cloak here. Now what we're going to do is actually put the cloak on, because it has a use. We try and fit on the cloak, and find it very unbecoming. It barely fits the armor. Yep. And we'll keep going. A small stone chamber lined on one side by 2 barred portals. Now check this out. Epor, huh? This sign reads Epor. Epor, Epor, Epor. You got it. It seems to some sort of magic word. Love the grammar there. So we've learned a magic spell. Now these items, I'll go ahead and take this because it has plot, but I don't need it. But I do need bottle 2. And I need the torch. So take the torch. Now if we open scroll 1, we get some plot. If the scroll 1 is open, your hands begin to sweat because of your extreme excitement from opening a scroll. 5 to find, 3 are 1. 1 gives access, the bladed sun. The silver orb to banish below, the staff of ages to vanquish the foe. Joining 2, the golden blade, the last to invoke the platinum orb. Pretty cryptic, but it's pretty kind of important. So if we notice the coiled rope on the ground, if we use Epor, which is rope backwards, if you hadn't figured that out by now, it makes the rope go up into the next room. Full of mirrors. Reminds you of an elven funhouse at King Otto's Fair. Which I guess is supposed to be fun. So we'll loot the torches as per usual. We'll take the broom, there's a reason for it. Alright, so we'll come into this room with some like sarcophagi or coffins or something. Now, opening these 2 are actually bad. Opening this one gives you a potential way to die. Opening this one lets out a banshee that like hurts your ears. I think if you do it more than once, you can die. So we'll open this one. And there's a mummy in it. We'll open this one. There's a bag in it. And actually, what's in this bag is 3 copper coins. I really actually don't need them. So I'm gonna leave them there. So we're gonna use the torch and we're gonna actually set the mummy on fire. The mummy bursts into flames, leaving behind a scepter among the ashes. We'll take the scepter because it's important. And now we'll go this way. The stone in these walls probably cut by the hands of enslaved mountain dwarves. Good to know. Alright, so I'm gonna go this way first. There's a shark in the water, a skeleton, and it's holding a key. So we're gonna go. We can't do anything now because if we try and go in the water to get this, the shark eats us for death. So we're going through this door. Water cascades over a subterranean cliff to a cool, clean stream. Now these rocks on the ground, we can take them, but because I know what I'm doing, I'm only going to take 1. Save room in my inventory, just so I don't have to scroll through a whole bunch of pages of stuff. Okay, so we can actually go behind the waterfall. The walls in this room are much too close for comfort. The damp walls of this eerie cavern are rough and irregular. Now, the only time we'll actually use the hit command in this whole game, we're going to hit the rock right there. The loose rock falls down as a hinge to the wall, and there's a bag. So we'll open the bag. It contains 3 large jewels. We will take those, but all 3 of them, because they're all important. And now the music's changed because the torch is running out. So that's kind of your auditory notation that you need to light a new torch. So we will light a new torch. Boom. Alright. So now we got all 3 gems. Go ahead and leave. If anybody who's watching this right now, welcome. Hope you enjoy exploring Castle Shadowgate with me. So we're going to go through this door now. And as usual, and this is apparently a really cold room. There's a reason this is a really cold room. So we're going to loot the torches. Pretty much you can always expect I to loot the torches in every room I go in. Gotta see how we got this little spot on the wall here, right? We're going to slip the white gem into that hole. And it fits perfectly. And a small crystal sphere appears. We're going to take the sphere. And we're going to go ahead and go in here real quick. Here, you're choosing enter this hot room. And those eyes are pretty piercing. So what we're going to do first because we're not stupid, we're going to take the shield. Because, boom! Raise the shield just in time to block the dragon flame. Now you get a limited amount of time in here. The shield and the spear and the hammer are very, very important items. So now that we've been here 3 times, so for 3 dragon breaths, we can back out. We can go back in to collect the rest of the stuff. Now we can last some more time in here. Now the skull is potentially necessary. And I don't remember if the helmet and the bone are, so I always just pick it up just to be safe. Since I can get 3 things. And you can't open that chest thing there. And this is probably the only torch I don't bother to get. Just because I don't think I have more than enough torches already to beat this game. So now going down here is death because the ladder doesn't go all the way down. So we will avoid that. Now we're gonna go back out into here. And actually going back out here to the back goes into that room where that first stone slab I opened is with the book that I told you will kill you if you take it. Because you drop into a pit, that's why you'll die. So we'll go back into here. And the reason that other room was cold, where we got the sphere, is because the sphere is pretty cold, and it turns the river into ice. So now that the river, this little lake thing is ice and the shark can't move, we can safely take key 3. Now what we're going to do, because we actually want to get the sphere back, and I'll show you if you try and take it now, you can't. So that's because it's underwater, technically. So if we, or it's under the ice. So if we use the torch on the lake, it apparently somehow melts the lake just long enough to get the sphere to the top. Physics, yo. And now we can take the sphere again. Alright. So now we go back this way. Now we're going to take a quick detour downstairs back to the E4 room. And if you'll notice there's an outline right here that kind of like goes like that, and over here and back down, it's because this is a door. So we'll go back in there. And now we've got the cold water from the limestone drips on your neck, sending shivers down your spine, and then we got this like place to set something, right? So what do you suppose we put here? How about we'll try the blue gem, see if that works. Oh, damn, that works, yes. As soon as you place the blue gem in the hole, you hear the sound of grinding stone. The wall slowly rises to reveal a magical image of an old wizard. Listen, warrior. The Warlock Lord can only be defeated by thy courage and the Staff of Ages. Remember, 5 to find, 3 for the staff, 1 to be the key, and 1 to be thy pathway. Have thy wits about thee, warrior, fare thee well. The wall slides back into place, hiding the image from your sight. A scroll appears. And we will pick that up. This is an important scroll. Scroll 2, so we'll open it. The scroll is open. You've read the scroll. The scroll reads, As the shadow of the wind thou shalt be, Humana. Spell number 2. And then the scroll vanishes after we learn the spell. Okay, so now that we've got that, we're going to go back up the rope. Now we got 3 mirrors. So that's what we got the hammer for. For 7 years bad luck. Actually, it's very bad luck if you smash the left and right mirrors, you die. If you smash the left mirror, you get shredded by a glass for some reason. If you smash the right mirror, you get sucked out into space somehow. This one has a door, and you don't get hurt at all. So then key 3 unlocks this door. We'll go through. This room is incredibly hot. This must be what the lower levels of Gehenna are like. Not sure what Gehenna is. Maybe somebody can tell me. So basically, the thing that you won't know because I already did this is the cloak is like some sort of heat-resistant cloak. So like if I wasn't wearing the cloak right now and I came in here, it would say it's too hot and it would send me right back out into the mirror room. So now I'm going to go ahead and open this door. Suddenly, you feel a gust of wind. A searing blast of heat knocks you across the room. So guess what? This is the reason we pick the sphere back up, because toss it in the fire, and fire goes out. And because there's no fire, the fire drake just poops out of existence too, with no flames to feed on. So now let's go through. Now we get a bridge. A sharp, cold wind whips up over the ledge of a deep, dark chasm. Try across the bridge, and we've got a troll. As you step on the bridge, a troll appears and says, "This bridge is mine." It'll cost you a gold coin to cross, but we don't have a gold coin. Matter of fact, the only coins we could have possibly have right now are 3 copper coins. And if you give him one, then he asks you for another one. And if you give him one, and I believe he asks you for another one, and if you give him the third one, he kills you. So we're gonna strike first, basically. That spear we picked up has troll name right on it. The troll falls silently into the dark cavern. You listen but not hear him crash. Ominous. And now we can cross. Now we got a Cyclops with a Naginata and a shield. The moon casts a brilliant shadow over the grounds of the courtyard. So, this stone here, we're going to use it, right? Now we're going to put it in the sling. So we put the small stone in the sling. Yeah, we're going to use the sling. Oh, stupid. Cyclops. As soon as you start twirling the sling, magic influence takes over your body. You cry out, "Death to the Philistine!" and release the stone. Bullseye. Boom. Now at this point, this dude's only knocked out. You can almost see the stars rolling around the Cyclops' head. He's down, but not out. He's knocked out, but he's not dead. So why don't we fix that? Drive the sword deep into the Cyclops' bore. Blood pours out with the wound onto this. Now we'll use the crank here. And there's a bucket. And I'm not a walrus, so I don't want the bucket, but I want to see what's inside the bucket. It's a gauntlet. So we'll take the gauntlet. And it's time to light another torch. So let's do that. Because I hate this music. And I want it to go away. There we go. Now, another thing we want to do is we want to put the gauntlet on. So we're going to do that. You place the gauntlet on your hand, it feels like it was made just for you. And right it does. Alright. So now that the whole Cyclops is dead, we'll cross the courtyard into this room. A long, drafty hallway with one flight of stairs and several open passages. So we will loot the torch, rather. And then we'll go into this room here, the first one. A small library. Okay. So first off, if we open this book, we can't read it. There's a map here. I'm going to take the map because it potentially is necessary. Now, you're going to hear me kind of mention that a lot because I'll tell you about it when I get there, but there's a reason. So we're going to loot the drawer, loot the desk. Remember the days of Deja Vu, my Deja Vu streams, we loot the desk. So what we're going to take is everything in this desk. Everything is important. Scroll 3, scroll 4, key 5, and the glasses. Okay. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to put the glasses on, because guess what they do? I kind of hinted this to you already, if you don't know. Well, let's read the book. Oh, I already opened the book, so I guess we can just look at it. With these glasses, you can understand and read what you could not before. The light grows faint. The path winds round. Where life is lost, wisdom is found. The seed of the dream, for the evil is free. Where the sword is hung, he must place the key. A bridge to form, amidst burning death, a demon to guard. Notari rising. Another spell. As the spell was chanted, the book vanished. Now, let's open those scrolls, shall we? Scroll 3 is open. And apparently our hands are sweaty again. Lands under the heavens, the key to the world. Terra Tarak. Another spell. And bye-bye scroll 3. Scroll 4 time. To move the sun from far to near, light is what the darkness fears. Instantum illumina. Bam. Another spell. Okay. So note the fact that there is another spot here. So, since we only have one gem left, why not use it? Boom. Okay, and here we go. Got some items. The only one that has potential possibility of being needed, I believe, is the bellows. So we'll take the bellows. Now, one of the things we're going to do is, if you kind of remember what the text of Terra Tarak was, we'll cast Terra Tarak. And this globe over here now has a crack around the equator. So now we can actually open the globe. And there's a key in a bottle. The only thing we need out of here is the key. The bottle is useless. So we'll take the key. Now we'll go ahead and move on to this room, which is smells like a kennel, apparently. There are no windows through which to circulate fresh air. You notice this stone on the floor looks like it has a handle. So I think I used the open command on it. Maybe it's the use. I think it's the use. I think it's the use. Stone rises slowly out of the floor, shining violets inside it. That's important. So we'll take it. So we got the water, and then it goes back in place. Now, the horseshoe is also potentially useful or important, so we'll get the horseshoe. Now, I don't believe any of the rest of this stuff is. These tiny bottles right here, this one and this one, are both another bottle 2, just like I got originally. And we only really need one bottle 2 unless you suck at life, so I'm not going to bother getting anything else out of this room, so we're going to go down here. Now there's a small garden, the only sound of it is falling water in the night. So there's this fountain, and a flute on top of it, so we're just going to take the flute. Now, and now notice this is by using the silver gauntlet, you can make the flute easily. So what happens is this water is like acid, so if you don't have the gauntlet on, it just like kills you. Now we'll go ahead and use the flute, because why not? And a hole opens up in the tree, so we'll take whatever that is, which it is actually a ring. So the ring is in here, okay. So we're done in there. So now we'll move on to here. I'm gonna have you mention something as we go in here. Notice we go in here that the carpet is momentarily gone, and then it's back, like that hole in the carpet. There was a hole in the carpet when we first walked into the room, and then it's gone. So that's almost kind of like a hint that you can do something to the carpet. So we're gonna set it on fire. Boom. And there's a key. Basically, it's key 4. So key 4, 5, and 6 are the keys to all 3 of these doors. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and unlock them all real quick. So key 4 is the key to this door. Key 6 is the key to this door. And key 5 is the key to this door. Now, I'm going to take the crest and the mirror because they're all potentially useful again. And actually, here's why. In this room. This Sphinx here. Now, also, there's a couple important things here. This is important for later. So, if you were playing this game for the first time, this is actually something you'd want to write down, this pattern, because it's important later. Now, because I'm about to run out of torch, I'm going to go ahead and light one up. And you can't loot these torches, I'm pretty sure, because they're already lit. Anyway, the Sphinx, har, says you can't pass unless you answer a riddle. Riddle of Sphinx, har. But it's not that riddle of the Sphinx. And all those items that I've been picking up that I said potentially could be useful is because you have to give him an item that he's talking about here. I have no eyes but once did see. Thoughts had I but now I'm white and empty. Dost thou know? Bring me the answer to my riddle and I shall let thee pass. So basically, every item I picked up that I said was potentially useful is potentially an answer to his riddle. So in this case, he's talking about the skull. You have correctly answered my riddle, warrior. Thou me now pass. Now we can go upstairs. Okay, in here, this scroll isn't necessary. I wonder if I can open it without picking it up. Scroll 5 is open. You've read the scroll. Observing the stars, the throne constellation appears once every 5 summers. Legend says that it's portable to no. Yeah, it is no bearing on the story. So what we're gonna do is somehow we can take the star. I never quite understood how, but we're gonna take the star, and we can actually open the map. So the map slides out of place, and that's actually supposed to be a rod. So we'll take a rod. We'll go up the ladder. So captivated by the woman's beauty that you momentarily forget her predicament. Yes, in the moonlight she's even more beautiful. Silver arrow on the werewolf. Boom! Werewolf. So if you try and take this thing or are nice to her and stuff, then she turns the wolf and kills you. So we have the blade. Okay. So now we're gonna go back down to the room with 3 doors. Yeah, everything we need out here. We're gonna go up into the upper door over here. So this, although the evening air is cool, the small circular room radiates fervent heat. And look at this. A silver horn. Or platinum horn or something. A large fireball suddenly appears in the room and causes you to shield your eyes. When you open them, you notice that the fire has changed into something far more menacing. So basically what you have to do at this point is use the holy water on it, and it goes boom back to where it was spawned. Alright. So now we'll take the horn. believe it's a platinum horn. Maybe silver. Platinum. Okay. That's the horn in the you know, 5 to find 3 or 1 thing. As you stand on the turret, an eerie blue dragon appears in the clear, starry sky. Yeah, we don't like dragons around these parts, so eat a star. The star becomes a flash of light as you launch it. Crash! It strikes the wyvern and it explodes into a million pieces. Now we can pick up this good here talisman. Alright. So back down to the room 3 doors we go, and you guessed it, next door. And we shall loot the torches. Oops, I'm apparently not close enough to it. There we go. We'll go out this door. Got some lightning going on, which is important to think about. From this windy ledge, you get an idea of the size and strength of the castle. So, notice that there's a spot here that looks like you can put something in, and there was lightning right around here, so what do you think you want to do? The answer is, you have this thing, it's called a rod. It could just be a lightning rod, like that. Suddenly, the sky seems to be on fire as a bolt of pure lightning strikes the rod. You are startled to see a skeletal hand rise from a hole that was formed at your feet. And it is holding a wand, so we'll take it. Thank you, skeletal hand. As you take the wand from the skeletal hand, it begins to descend. The whole thing closes up as if it had never been. Alright. Just so you kind of get an idea of this, if you look at the wand, it's a wand of sorts. Carved on the side of the wand is a small picture of a serpent. That's actually important. And you'll see why. So, now we got the option of this and this. Messing with this causes you to die because the ledge gives away. So we're going to open this bag. It has a big coin and 3 gold coins. Now I actually only need 1 gold coin, and we need a big coin. I'm going to leave the other 2 gold coins there. It doesn't hurt to get them, I don't want needless crap in my inventory, basically, and since I only need 1 of them, so another thing to look at, just to put something in the back of y'all's noggins here, if you look at the big coin, it's a large gold coin with a whale engraved on it. That's actually important as well. So now we're going to go back over this. Now, the thing about that bottle 2 I picked up earlier, I'll probably go ahead and show it to you too, because it's of some importance. So we're going to go back down the E4, back to this room with the rickety bridge. Now, if you look at bottle 2, it's a small silver vial that glows with a lustrous shine. You notice that the bottle is impossibly light. So if you use it on yourself, you drink the liquid and immediately begin to rise in the air. It's a levitation potion. How about that? Now we can cross the rickety bridge. A giant snake confronts you in the small cave. So what do you think you do with this? Maybe you use an item you have in your inventory that has a snake on it, i.e. the wand. The snake begins to shake and shudder. Is it just your eyes, or is it shrinking? The serpentine statue begins to change. It grows smaller and smaller. It dematerializes and forms anew as a staff of tremendous beauty. And yes, this is the Staff of Ages. So, congrats, we got... Well, actually, to be honest, we have 2 parts of the Staff of Ages. The blade and the staff. We just need 1 more thing. Then we can form the Staff of Ages. So now that we've gotten that, because that was what we came back here for, we're going to go back. And now we're back in here. And hey, look! The troll's back, and he has our spear. And now he wants us to pay the toll of the gold coin again. And no, that's not why I have the gold coin. Once again, we don't have a weapon we're going to use on him this time. This time, we're going to use Humana. Because Humana makes you invisible. And you just walk across the bridge. Alright, so now what we're going to do, we go back into this door, and now we're going to go in the other room that we hadn't gone in yet, which is this one. And now we're going to use it. And now here we are, a small throne room. The skeleton wearing a gold crown sits on the throne. So now we're going to go ahead and use it. Torch. Now, notice that he looks like he should be holding something in that hand, but he's not. Also important. We're going to give him the scepter. Actually, I'm going to look at it. I want to see if there's anything that clues into this. Scepter truly made for a king, so there's your clue. That this king really needs it. So give it to him. And then it opens this thing. You wonder what goes in there? As soon as you give the scepter to the skull, the seal on the pillar lowers. You can now see a ring-shaped hole. If only we had a ring in our inventory. Oh wait. Oops. We have a ring in our inventory. And now we have a passageway underneath the throne. So we will go in. And 4 torches, which we will gladly take. Alright. Now, if we try and go here, this slab falls over and kills us. So we're just going straight. On the opposite wall are a pair of stone beasts guarding a dark archway. We're going to go this way first. Hey, look, it's a room where there's a portal or a doorway across the way, but there's no way to get there. And there's a demon statue. Gee, I wonder where we heard something about a demon. Maybe that Motari Rising spell. Stalagmites surround this room like the cavernous jaws of a huge beast. Alright, see these? They look familiar? They probably should. If you remember the Sphinx's room on the stairs, there were those drawings. So now you've got to use you've got to flip the levers in the right order. Then you use that lever, and then this lever. Scree! The cylinder lifts with a shuddering sound. You're momentarily dazzled as the darkness is lit by a blinding flash. The silver orb is revealed, and this is the last piece of the Staff of Ages. As soon as you remove the orb, the cylinder closes. Alright, so let's form up the Staff of Ages, shall we? So first we use the blade on the staff. Suddenly, lightning means a flash in the room. Then the golden spike slides smoothly onto the staff and locks into place. Then let's use the orb on the staff. Light cascades through the room as the staff becomes a living entity. Remy, yes, I believe it is. As you can notice the similar style. And welcome, Remy, by the way. So this room is filled with lava still. We'll go back. So in a dark, gloomy cavern again. So these gargoyles, even though they look like statues, are actually real. No, not that I saw anyway, so chat must have ate your post if you did say hi. This is the first I've seen you. Yeah, totally. Alright, so, being that these gargoyles are here, and knowing what I know that they will shred me to pieces if I try and go through that other tunnel, you know, it's a shame we don't have something like Illumina that really makes things really bright, and blinds things like gargoyles. So it takes us a moment to regain our senses, and it seems like the gargoyles have not recovered yet, which is good because we need to go through there. So hi. Okay, this room seems to be made solely for the purpose of housing the well. This door is locked. We don't have any more keys. So what do? Well, let's see this well here, right? And if you recall, if you were here when I did, you know, if you recall if you were watching, or if you're watching on YouTube and been watching this whole time, we have this object that has a well on it, called the big coin. So as soon as we throw the coin in the well, a huge wind erupts from within it. Reminds you of the small dust devils you see in the autumn months. It's because now, those dust devils will take us safely down to here. The swirling winds carry you down a deep well and set you gently in the cavern below. You stand above a beach, looking down upon a river. With a gong, which we will use. After the gong sounds, a specter materializes right before your eyes. The ghostly ferryman doesn't look friendly. You hear a faint voice asking for a fare. And this is what we actually got the gold coin for, just to pay him. The ferryman takes the coin and gestures you to board quickly, so click on his ferry, and here we are. Climb aboard the tiny raft and soon reach the opposite bank. Stone Skull stands against the far wall, screaming silently, which makes no sense. some reason you get the feeling you are standing on sacred ground. Okay. So, I'm not sure if you get anything off the staff. This rather heavy talisman is made of gold and it's extremely sharp along its edge. So this is, it shines with incredible brightness. This is the Bladed Sun. So, basically, because it's the Bladed Sun, you put it under the blade. The artifact known as the Bladed Sun is now secure and in place. And now, to get this thing to open, if you remember the little prophecy thingy, we'll blow the horn. And now this thing is open. Now I'll go in. And there's your Warlock Lord. The cavern that you have entered is by far the largest your eyes have ever gazed upon. And that's the Behemoth. From the depths rises the most powerful creature that has ever existed, the Behemoth. Your stomach knots up as you stare at this new horror. The beast is indeed incredible. You wonder for a moment how you can defeat a creature such as this. Maybe, I don't know, the Staff of Ages? You pray as you raise the Staff of Ages, that it has the power that the prophets claimed. The staff pulsates with power, and a beam of light explodes from it, striking the Behemoth. Boom! The creature screams in agony, thrashing back and forth in great pain. In his rage, he grabs the Warlock Lord and descends into the depths forever. You can hear the Warlock Lord's screams fade into the silence. Suddenly, it's very quiet. A beautiful light seems to fill the cavern. The morning sun, you say to yourself, it's over. Although exhausted, you lean on the Staff of Ages and begin your long journey home. Word of your historic quest has already reached the farthest parts of the land. You are triumphantly greeted as you enter the gates of the royal city of Stormhaven. Moments later, you are ushered into the royal palace where you are greeted by the king. I know what thou hast done, brave one. The world would be dark forever without thee. And then it actually makes me wait for a minute for whatever reason. You are bestowed a kingdom to rule in the king's fair daughter's hand. As you leave the throne room, you know that although this quest is over, others await. After all, the bards will need new legends to sing of, and new tales to tell. The end, basically. Okay. So that was Shadowgate. Halloween stream. Hope you enjoyed. Remy, thanks for joining. Anybody else who's here, thanks for joining. YouTubers, thanks for watching this eventually when I post it. You can donate to Extra Life with the link in the description for YouTube. You can join my Twitch page if you click the link in the description for my Twitch page and follow me if you want to see streams as I do them. And those on Twitch, if you want my YouTube channel, it is now in the area below this video that you're watching right now. So you can click there and get to my YouTube page. You can donate there as well. And so yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed the Halloween stream of Shadowgate for my Extra Life stream, part 12. And everybody have a great night.